in this episode. The energy is wild.
It is unmatched. You know why? Because we're watching Terrifier. Man, it's hot in here, and I can't turn on the fan because it's too loud.
Did you start the stream already or the recording?
No, everything is live now.
Oh, everything's live now? All right, bet.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool. I can't really. First off, I tried watching that movie. Not good. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that. Also, I can't think of the Lego movie without thinking of that horrifying guy on Instagram who portrays the main character of the Lego movie, and it's like he has like bright blue eyes, stares at the camera, he's like, "Hello, children."
I've never seen that.
You're
gonna have to don't send it to me. Actually,
I'm gonna send it to you every night at 3:00 in the morning, 3:33. The mark of the beast. Okay.
I'd rather that than the Moonlight guy.
But that's funny.
Moonlight.
You're not real.
We watch that next.
You only made a Moonlight.
We shouldn't watch that next.
I don't know if that's actually a fantastic movie. I think the only part that's cool. I know there's one scene where she like looks at the foot of her bed, and the guy's like, her feet. He's like licking it.
Yeah.
And he has like glowing eyes. But yeah, so I don't really know if I want to watch that. I know he's the same guy from Men in Black 1. Remember the two aliens meet in the diner and they're like the Secret Service guy and then the king himself, and he has the cat, and then the cockroach dude comes in and stabs them both in the neck because they're trying to eat pierogies. He specifically kills them because they were eating pierogies.
Just because he's not a fan of the Polish.
Dude, pierogies are kind of lit. Mrs. T's pierogies. Stop with the stuff you love.
Potato empanadillas, or empanadas.
Yeah, but empanadas are fried. These are boiled or steamed. I think they're boiled. They're basically Polish raviolis.
Whatever.
Shut the fuck up. You're racist.
I'm not racist. You're racist.
I'm racist because I like to run races. It's going to be taken so out of context.
Just like, I'm a race enthusiast, so I just shortened it down to racist.
Bro, we're running a foot race war. Oh my god. Well, welcome back everybody to another episode of the Barely Literate Book Club. Barely Literate Book and Movie Club. God damn it. My name is Chris. I'm one of your co-hosts. The guy dying to my front is Nick. Say hi, Nick.
Front, like 300 miles away.
Hi,
Nick.
That's Nick. And man, oh man, today is a special episode.
Yeah,
it is a special episode because it's the first episode dedicated to a movie. Now we're gonna get into that in a second, but Nick, why don't you take it away with again your favorite subject? Let's go. It's not even your favorite subject. I just like saying that at this point.
So, I'm sorry. Give me a second.
Oh, the burp is coming out. Oh no! Oh god, it's not coming out.
As soon as I said it's not coming. All right. Anyway,
when the beads get
stuck. The movie I watched this week is still in theaters. Actually just came out. Mickey 17, starring Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson, my favorite Batman. Honestly, if I'm gonna be real.
I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Christopher Nolan ones. I know you like him.
I like them because there's a semblance of realness to them. Which I'm like, that's cool because a lot of people praise the Tim Burton Batmans, like the ones from the 80s, and I watched them. Man, I didn't like them.
I just don't like that in the first Nolan Batman movie, they like had an actual Gotham-looking city, and then in the second two, they were like, nah, let's just make it Chicago?
I agree.
Or Detroit.
I agree with that. Yeah, that was a little odd. I think if they were to basically have 1 and 3 the settings, they should have had 2 to sort of like merge them. Because
Yeah.
like the first one, that was if Gotham was real.
Yeah, and it
But
looked sick.
yeah, and the second and third ones, it was just like if Batman was real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like maybe that's why 2 is such a revered movie.
Back to Mickey 17.
Don't get me started on Batman. Well, I'm not. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Batman, but they're good movies.
Nah. I think I prefer Daredevil over. All right. Um okay, so Mickey 17
Yeah.
essentially about this guy, he was on Earth and he wants to get off Earth because he's in a bunch of debt and they're coming for him. And
Okay.
he's like, "All right, I'm going to join this space expedition team, but everybody wants to join it, so he has to apply for a job on it that nobody else is taking, and it's called an expendable. And that's essentially
Oh.
somebody who gets their whole body scanned, their memory scanned, everything, and whenever they die, their body is copied and essentially cloned, and the memories are like implanted back in, and he just can't. I guess theoretically he can't die. He just comes back to life. So,
Okay. So he's just
um,
a clone. Every time he dies, he's just a clone.
yeah, and it got me thinking at the end of the movie. I was like, that's not the same person though. Like the soul's gone at this point. You know what I mean?
Essentially.
After yeah. So, but I'm not the movie was like awesome. I like loved
Okay.
every bit of it.
So wait, I have a
I just
question.
could. What's up?
So when he dies, so you said that he has a memory bank. When he dies, what about the memories he made before he died?
I guess they get uploaded because they show it like it's an actual brick with a handle
Does he
on.
have like a
Like
Neuralink or something?
I guess so. Like they don't really go over that much, but essentially when he dies, they throw his body into this like furnace that kind of acts like a recycler, and it uses that all that organic matter, the
Yeah.
trash, to clone the new body. So the new
Interesting.
body is always
Okay.
made out of like just random organic matter. Um,
That's
so
pretty
the
cool.
movie and the concept was awesome. I really enjoyed watching because it was really funny. The whole plot essentially was at some point they thought he died, but he didn't, and they cloned another one of him. And so Mickey 17 was the one that we got to know, and now Mickey 18 are together, and that's a no no.
So
So
are okay, two questions. One, is it a comedy? Because it looked like it was a comedy.
I would say it's a comedy, an action comedy.
Okay. So question number two. This is just me pondering my little smooth brain. Do they start off as enemies and then they work together to sort of end the cloning program?
Yeah, essentially. Like they
Okay.
start off Mickey 18 tries to kill Mickey 17, whole big thing,
Is it
and
like
then
when
they
Star Killer was forced to kill Star Killer?
yeah.
Okay.
And then Mark Ruffalo's in the movie and he kind of plays like a Donald Trump-esque character.
I will
And
say I'm kind of happy that Mark Ruffalo is getting more screen time that's not the Hulk cuz he's a really
yeah,
good actor.
he's a good actor. I liked him in this movie. I saw him in another movie,
He
Pretty Thing, I think,
he
with Emma
was in
Stone.
yeah, he was in what is it
Was it
called?
Pretty
Pretty
Thing?
Things? What she won
I
the
think
Oscar
so.
for it.
Yeah. Crazy movie, by the way.
It is I very much liked the story of it being Frankenstein. Um and also him and Shutter Island was really good too.
It was called Poor Things.
Poor Things,
Um,
that's right. Oh,
yeah.
thanks Mercedes. She sent it in the chat. I didn't notice.
So, yeah, like I really liked him. He played a Donald Trump esque character, just like real big idiot who's just rich and has control over everybody.
Was Giovanni Ribisi in it?
Who the hell is that? Let me look him up real quick.
He's the medic from Saving Private Ryan.
What? Rabisi?
Giovanni Ribisi.
Oh no, no, he wasn't in it.
Okay,
I think I think he was a producer because I did see that name up in the credits.
really, I don't know why I thought he was in it. I don't know. It just seemed I've only seen the trailer once, so I'm not super sure. That's why I'm asking all these questions, everybody.
Yeah.
Um,
So, I would recommend watching it. I think it was a good watch. The plot was a little hard to grasp a little bit because I was like, where the hell are we going, kind of thing.
yeah,
But was it? There were some things because obviously Mark Ruffalo's playing a Donald Trump s character that were a little on the
illusions.
nose.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, like I understand like the reference, but
yeah.
like I'm like, okay, so
Hey, Uber,
yeah,
thank you for the sub, you beautiful boy.
pretty solid watch. That was what I watched this week. What did you watch?
I watched. I technically watched 3 movies. I'm
Okay,
only gonna wait to talk about 2 because the third one we watched together. Um, I watched. I'm gonna knock this one out really quickly. Beauty and the Beast, the original
okay,
one.
live action.
No,
Okay,
the original one. That was for
yeah,
Merck's birthday. That was her special movie. And
is that her
then
favorite Disney movie?
I think it's her favorite.
That'd be kind of on the money because
It's
like
her favorite princess.
you're a hairy beast.
I am RAR XD hashtag.
You're a
Okay.
bear, not the LGBTQ kind.
um, what? And so the second movie I watched, another rewatch, was The Death of Stalin.
Ooh,
That's a
that's the one with Steve Buscemi in it, right?
Yeah, it's star-studded, bro. It's such a
Yeah,
great movie, and the best character is oh my god, Jason Isaacs.
yeah,
He is so great. He plays Lucius Malfoy. Mercedes said it. He plays Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series. Just the intro, throwing off the jacket and all the medals and stuff. Da, da, da,
yeah,
da, 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 da. And I'm just like, fuck. And he's so, the way he plays his character is very much how like we interact with each other. He's like very grabby and handsy. He goes, "You got fucking
yeah.
balls like a Kremlin dog," and I'm like, but
This is just a reference. Like whenever me and Chris are like in the same city, like we'll go see a movie or something, and like we're always like grabbing each other's leg or like doing something to annoy the other.
that's gonna sound like we're secret lovers, and we
No,
are, but like. But yeah, so Death of Stalin, that one's like a personal favorite of mine. So, like the Birdcage, I consider that one like a sort of rainy day movie. I think
yeah.
Death of Stalin is like that.
Okay, okay.
Oh, hold up. We have an issue. My Audacity. What is your number at for Audacity?
I'm at 1412.
Okay, we're good. I think mine just froze for a little bit, so hopefully it's
Oh.
not too crazy.
Sometimes the like like the scroll over is just like
It just says not
like
responding.
very
Yeah, mine just said
yeah.
not responding. I was like, please,
Uh-oh.
please. um, so with that, it fucking did it again. What the shit?
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think it's fine. I think that I'm just gonna close it. Not close it, close it. I'm just gonna minimize it. So
Yeah.
with that, we're gonna move into our main topic for today, and that is we watched Terrifier together.
Terrifier. Oh
I,
my god.
I was gonna do the theme song. I don't know the theme song, and
I don't
actually,
know the theme song either.
that's a point that I'm gonna make up later. But Terrifier, yes. Why, Nick? Why did we decide to do this?
Okay, so this all stemmed when I was a little boy.
Oh
Uh,
no,
um,
not the
a
clown.
few a few months ago, I was watching some videos while I was working, and one of them was like an analysis on the Terrifier movies, and I was like, you know what, I should watch these.
Because like
And
the mid to later half of 2024 was just full of Art the Clown like memes.
right, just like becoming straight up like an icon, bigger than any of the other ones,
Yeah.
I would say. But like we were discussing which movies we wanted to watch, and because the next book we're going to be reading is technically like a children's horror, I would
It's a
say.
young adult horror. It
Yeah.
can get pretty freaky in it. Hey, what's up, Mishu? Um
And
but I want to just bring it back to that. Nick, have you gotten your book yet?
Not yet. It hasn't arrived.
But you've ordered it,
But
so it's at least out of your hands.
yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
that's all I
but
have to say.
so yeah, we were like, should we watch like a scary movie to like get into the mood of like, a horror book?
Yeah.
And that's when I brought up Terrifier because I kind of always wanted to watch it. I've seen
Mhm.
a bunch of other horror movies. I don't like spirits, so I'm like, let's not watch anything with that. But even all right, guys, I'm a huge wimp. I'm a big pussy.
Yeah.
Scary movies take me out. All right. I think there was like about 5 times while we were watching Terrifier where I was kind of looking at the screen from the corner of my eye
Really?
just to be able to. Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't
know if you
notice that.
noticed that.
I didn't notice that at all. I was loving it.
I was like this, kind of like
And meanwhile,
just
I'm just
waiting for a
like,
jump scare. But yeah,
Nick had to stop. He was like, Chris, you're getting really too into it.
yeah. But yeah, that's why we decided to watch it.
I
We
mean,
chose Terrifier.
yeah. I mean, I think a good slasher. I think a good slasher is hard to beat. The
Yeah,
movie, the classic movies. Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Saw. Like, there's something just about watching people destroy each other that really brings warmth into your heart.
yeah, sure. And also, like, I could handle slashes the best because I'm so desensitized by cartel videos being sent
Jesus
to me by
Christ.
my father.
Yeah, that might be in one of Nick's 13 reasons is that he used to get like ISIS beheading videos sent to him by his dad.
Oh no, not ISIS ones. Cartel
Oh, so it hits
specifically.
closer to home. Okay, that's better.
Yeah, so like, so I'd be sitting at lunch with my friends in high school, and they're just like, and I just get a text from my dad saying, "Hey, check this out," and it's like, you know, cartel video. Guy's got a skull mask on, kitchen knife.
Anyway,
Like,
has chicken for dinner.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna eat my chicken mashed potato bowl now, I guess, after watching that.
Well, so before we really get into it, what were your initial thought? No spoilers right now because I don't
Yeah,
know if you guys can piece it together. It's a little bit of a puzzle, but this is good. We're going to talk about the movie. So there are
yeah.
spoilers ahead. But for right now, before the dip in the roller coaster, what were your first thoughts?
Just
Take a
gonna
sip of
put this
water
out
while you
there.
do this.
The movie's damn near 10 years old, so like, but still spoiler alert. Anyway, uh, so
That's an
not
interesting
exactly.
question.
Not
Sorry to interrupt you.
what
What do you think is the cutoff time for spoilers?
I would say. I would say 2 years.
Really?
2 years, because
Two
some
years.
people don't have access to go see it in theaters. Movies used to come out a lot later to home video,
And
but now
movies
it's
used to
like
be in theaters a lot longer. Now they're
so. I would
averaging like a
argue,
week, which pisses me off.
yeah, I would argue 1 year, but I'm gonna stick with two because some people can't get around to it.
What's a movie that
Um,
came out 2 years ago then?
uh, huh, good question. Oh, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
So, do you think if I were to start talking about Spider Man into the Spider Verse, are people allowed to be mad if I say something?
No, I wouldn't say it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, especially since it's a popular movie.
That's true.
Like,
That's like saying Endgame Tony Stark dies,
yeah.
but like a week after the movie came out.
Dude, why would you spoil that for me? I haven't seen it yet. I've been trying to get around to it. I can't believe Tony Stark dies. I've seen all the ones after that. But, like, I didn't know. I thought he was just taking a nap or just, like, decided to retire.
I've seen all the ones after that, especially the ones that say Tony Stark died. Sorry. Okay, so sorry to interrupt you.
Okay,
Continue with
yeah.
your thoughts.
Initial thoughts, not at all what I thought because, again, I watched analysis videos on the movies. And for some reason, I thought that Terrifier 2 was actually Terrifier 1. So I was expecting
That's
Terrifier
right.
2. And we really got the first one. I was like, what the hell's going on here? So, actually, yeah, probably a good thing because I was not expecting any of that at all.
I think so because I don't think Terrifier 1 got a whole lot of traction outside of the sort of indie film slate. I know that Terrifier 2 became very popular and Terrifier 3 became even more popular because of that.
Right.
Our I'm just going to promote Mercedes really quickly. Our in-house analyst says people online say spoiler etiquette, wait at least 5 days to talk about TV shows, 7 days for movies. That's too soon.
That's way too soon.
That's way too soon. TV shows I
If we're
get.
doing-
If you're on TV shows like I'm on movies, I get that.
yeah,
But no, I don't think it's anywhere under.
maybe at least 6 months.
That's like the bare minimum.
Yeah,
The
I would say at
bare,
least-
the barely minimum.
What about monkey minimum?
Monkey in the middle. Monkey in the minimum. So fucking stupid.
the monkey median.
The monkey average. Okay, so the monkey mean. So my initial thoughts of the movie, I would say like I didn't really have any polarizing thoughts. You know, I went into it knowing that it was a slasher. I didn't really, you know, I didn't really anticipate anything other than a gore fest of a film, really. And we got it.
Right,
I mean,
like,
we
and-
got that.
yeah.
So
And like, you know, I know it's the first Terrifier, and you wouldn't expect that much like crazy kills, but there's some crazy ones in there.
oh, there's some
You know, like,
creativity,
they
and
get
we're gonna get
creative.
into that.
Oh yeah.
So
We're also going to in this episode we're going to book Chris a therapy session because this dude needs
I don't
it.
know what you're talking about, but if you want to go more in depth later on in the episode, you can to see if I truly need some professional help. That doesn't mean I'm going to pay for it, but so a little bit of backstory, a little bit of background on the film. So Terrifier 1 came out in 2016, and it was the first feature film of the franchise. So the franchise itself is just known as the Terrifier franchise. Now, it's the first full-length film to actually get a theatrical release, and the entire franchise contains the following movies. So, it starts off with 2 short films. We have The Ninth Circle, which came out in 2008, and
Yeah.
Terrifier, which came out in 2011.
2000.
That's a fuck up. I wrote 2001.
Oh, it's like 2000.
Nick, I was
early,
trying to be
man.
chill. So there is a Terrifier movie, but it's not this Terrifier movie. It's a short film.
Yeah. How long was it? Like 30 minutes? 45?
I don't know. I know that one of them's on like Tubi and the other one was on YouTube for a while. But then we get into like the feature length films. And there's Terrifier, which is the one that we're talking about today. That came out in 2016. That's different from the short film. There's Terrifier 2, which came out in 2022.
That's a big
It's a
like,
big
gap.
jump. That's a good what is that? That's like 6 years.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought Terrifier 1 came out a lot like I thought it would have been a lot sooner. You know, like I thought it was a 2018 film.
True. I wonder why they waited almost 6 years. Oh well, then again, you know,
Maybe it takes time to become a cult classic, you know?
it does. I don't know if I were to consider it a cult classic yet, but maybe it's
Or
just
have a cult following. I
that.
would
That's
say.
probably a better way. And then
Yeah.
we're gonna go with Terrifier 3, and then that came out actually pretty recently, last year, 2024.
And
There's
that one I heard is crazy.
yeah, I heard
Like,
it is.
I've heard there's a scene where like so gruesome that people actually fainted in the theaters
I'm excited.
while watching it. Yeah, I kind of want to see.
I'm very excited. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna. The great thing about Terrifier, we have 3 episodes with it. We plan ahead. Now, I didn't mention there's actually an almost feature-length anthology film titled All Hallows Eve, which was released in 2013, and that was basically the 2 short films for The Ninth Circle and Terrifier kind of put together, and a bunch of clips were like edited together. That one I think was only around 83 minutes, is what I remember it being. But today we're gonna focus on Terrifier from 2016, which was the one that we watched. Um,
Yeah.
do you have any sort of tidbits or information before I get into it?
Um, One thing I did mention to you while we were watching it is that like I really like the the visuals of the movie. Like it was like high contrast. It felt low budget and it was low budget,
It was.
but there was some like color like the color. I'm not a film buff, you know this, but like there's like some color stuff that I was like, whoa, this
So
is kind
like
of sick.
the
Like
the color grading, you were kind of into it.
yeah, it kind of felt a little dark fantasy in a way.
Okay, maybe that's because dark fantasy is just low budget.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the dark fantasy movies from the 80s were very low budget.
it's true.
So
I really like that look. So
yeah. So do you mind if I don't know if you want me to take the lead on doing all the like information and shit, but
hey, you know what? You're the film buff here, honestly. So
I'm
I
not
think
a
that's
film buff. Look at me in the cockeye and say I'm a film buff.
I'm looking at you at the crooked one. All right, you are a
Oh,
film buff.
hold on, I gotta like angle it the other way.
What did we do when I came down to visit last time?
What did we do?
Yeah.
I can't say that. This is a PG-13 show.
Oh, not that. The other thing.
We watched all three Lord of the Rings. What does that mean?
Was all the Lord of the Rings, and we filmed some like cool like Star Wars short film stuff. You
That's
know,
true. Hi, Sarab, if you're
very
listening, you're
family
gonna
member.
you're gonna be here soon. I gave you a shout out. So Terrifier 2016 was written and directed by Damien Leone. I think it's Leone. Um,
I think it is Leone.
because
That's
there's a chef on YouTube who I know his name is Brad Leone, and it's spelled the same way.
mm, yeah. I think Leon sounds better, but Leone I think is the correct way of saying it.
I'm gonna go with Damien Leone for right now. If I'm massively incorrect, somebody please comment on Spotify. Call to action. So anyway,
Yeah.
not only did Damien create the entire Terrifier series, but he has basically been behind every installment so far. He's directed and written all of the movies. So like this is his
I
baby.
call that man an absent father. You know.
Legit. Like this is his love child that has grown with the devil, and he's actually taking care of it.
Yeah, this little demon baby is, you know, crazy, but needs nurturing. And you
Exactly.
know, I really got to give it to him because a lot of people will come up with a really good idea for a movie character and they would sell it immediately. Like, not a movie character, but technically it is. But the guy who came up with Venom was just some college student. He like came up with the idea of Venom, and Marvel bought it, and he just sold it off immediately. You know?
Damn, that sucks. Wasn't there like a story of like some guy sold off one of his shares of Apple for like a sandwich?
Yeah.
And
And
then
it's like,
the dude would
you
have
know,
been
you
like a
gotta
billionaire now.
right. It's like, so I've got to really give it to Damien Leone for sticking
Yeah.
with this idea and you know like honing it and like nurturing it to become this absolute monster
Yeah.
that it's become. Because wow.
I mean, it's impressive. The budget for Terrifier 1, we're calling this one Terrifier 1. The budget with Terrifier 1 was about, according to IMDb, about $35,000. That's not a lot of money for a feature-length film
And
of this quality.
no, that's like starting salary right there.
Less. Well, it
Oh.
depends. It depends. Average teacher salary, guys. We got to pay our teachers more. They deal with so much
Ooh,
shit.
can I like throw something in here that's completely off topic?
Yeah, go for
I
it.
just noticed this on Audacity while recording, and if you look at the bottom of the page, it shows you how much disk space you still have for like recording audio in time. So like for me, it shows disk space remaining for recording 8 hours and 14 minutes. We could record an 8 hour episode right now.
That's a lie. Mine says 32 hours and 54 minutes.
Yeah, no, I don't have a lot of disk space. I downloaded a lot of games. Actually, not a
um,
lot of games. Games now are big.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. But and
Okay,
some final basic information on the first Terrifying movie. If you want to, if you want to watch it for yourself, it's not going to take that long. It's not a fucking Irishman that's 3.5 hours long. This movie's only an hour and
yeah.
25 minutes.
For us, it took 2 hours because I had to take some breaks. Not for being scared, but I was still dog sitting.
Pee
I'm home now.
breaks, food breaks,
Yeah,
drinking breaks.
I made some like microwave pho. Came back with some Chips Ahoy and milk, and then uh, I had to take Ben outside, the dog, which also he did not help me at all while watching this movie because Ben is a pit bull husky mix, and he's like dark black dog with some white accents on him, and then
Yeah.
the
Did you just
husky
say
eyes.
dark black? Just say black.
There's
A,
black and there's dark black,
a
okay, and
black
there's a
and
slightly
white
dark
dog. That's a fucking Dalmatian. You're not gonna say a dark black and white Dalmatian.
whatever, man. Anyway, Ben has like those husky eyes that
Stupid.
are like white with like white out,
Oh, they're
like
gonna
a few.
like peer into your soul type shit.
Yeah, and this motherfucker was staring at me at some points, and I was like, "Ben, you're freaking me out right now, buddy." you know. So and I was in this house alone too, so I was
Yeah.
I was a
Well,
little
so was
freaked out
I.
after watching. Yeah, but you're not as much of a pussy.
I don't know about that. Okay. So, um, fun fact that I bet you didn't know because I don't know if you read this beforehand. Our little tidbit script. The guy who played Art the Clown in the movie, David Howard Thornton, was not the first actor to play Art the Clown.
Yeah, I knew about that one.
Son of a
The first
bitch.
actor really freaking fumbled a bag there. You know.
I don't know. It's a personal choice. So the character was originally portrayed by Mike. Might butcher this, Gianelli. And he played Art in the two short films, The Ninth Circle and the first Terrifier short film, and the later movie All Hallows Eve. So
I'm gonna look up what
Gianelli,
his
what's up?
art. I'm gonna look up what his Art the Clown looked like.
Yeah. So Gianelli retired from acting, and really interesting. And Nick, you're gonna like this. Thornton actually landed the role thanks to an improvised audition for the role. So the way that he did it, and you should pay attention to this because I don't think you are. You're too busy clickety clacking on the keyboard over there.
Sorry,
So
I'm getting this picture ready for you.
David Howard Thornton, the guy who currently plays Art the Clown, has some mime experience. So that's why he's really good at doing all this
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah, he has some mime experience, and what he did in the audition is he pretended to cut the head, I think, cut the head off of a body and just like lick the blood and like eat the innards and stuff like that, and
Oh.
completely improvise. And I guess that's what got him the role.
I was gonna say because he did like a really good job of playing Art and not saying a damn word, and like I don't know. I would say for a low budget thing, I know it looks really like
Yo, that looks like
it
the
looks like
first
someone.
concept. Okay, so Nick just sent me the Mike Gianelli photo for Art the Clown. It looks like the first concept for Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, just
It's
like
it's
if they
not
forgot
great.
the color, you know, like they didn't have any colored pencils on them when they were making the art for Ronald McDonald, and they're just like, all right, black and white.
Black and white. Um, but yeah,
But
so that's kind of fun.
yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I like that fun fact.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Like, sorry, no. But like, no, like throughout the movie, I was just like, I would for like even for a low budget, um, a lot of actors I don't think can do that where like without the experience beforehand.
Miming is
And
very obviously physical, but like you have to like overact.
yeah, and I think Nick Cage could do it. Yeah, he did do it actually, cause fucking was it Willy's Wonderland? That like Five Nights at Freddy's
Oh,
type
that's
movie
right.
on
He didn't
Hulu.
say anything, right?
He didn't have a. I think he only had one line in it.
That's a great movie.
It is a great
I don't
movie.
say it's a great movie. It's an entertaining movie.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like, yeah, I think that's really impressive. I like that.
I mean, yeah, if anybody in the audience has seen Terrifier, you know what we're talking about. His acting in it is just so over the top, and I think that's what really brings Art the Clown to life because we're gonna get into the discussion in a little bit. I don't want to overstep
But
the
like, Art
schedule.
has a lot of personality.
He does, and I
Like
think
a ton
that's
of
what,
personality.
because you're so used to killers not having any personality,
Yeah, just like a stone brick.
and I think this is kind of what makes him a little bit more lovable. So
Yeah.
yeah, actually, I did want to say, I read this online that Damien Leone came up with the concept of Art the Clown because he thought that this generation of horror movies didn't have a killer clown mascot as the previous generations did. So he,
Okay.
because if you know the timeline, 2016, this is before Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise.
Yeah, because that one came out. I remember in 2017
Yep.
because I saw it for my 17th birthday.
Yeah.
But
So this movie came out 2016, and it became like the scary icon, the scary clown icon for cult movies, and I think it
yeah,
worked. I mean, it did work.
no, it definitely did work. It definitely
Yeah.
did work because everybody knows who Art the Clown is. I will say this. Um,
No,
I
no,
will say
continue.
this. If I Halloween this year because Terrifier 3 came out last year.
Yeah,
Uh,
it did. Yeah, that's right.
um, if I see a fucking Art the Clown during Halloween, I will actually like post up and fight.
Well, no, that brings us to like that. Remember that killer clown craze?
Yeah, dude, I would have got a gun.
Jeez.
No, all right, especially all right. I'm not gonna dox myself here at all. So with the place I work at, the room where my embroidery machines are at, there's a
Nick
giant
is an
window leading
embroider,
out
by
to
the
the
way.
park. Yeah,
I don't think we've ever
and
said this.
yeah, there's a giant window, and like outside you can see the parking lot, which is just like one strip of like concrete, and then outside of that, it's like a big field,
Yeah,
and like there's no lights or anything. Like
that's
the
a
lights in the
great field
building
to do
don't
some
work.
filming.
Oh, it's a great film to do, like field to do filming, but I was always paranoid 'cause sometimes I work late. Like last time I worked super late, I left at like 1 a.m. And my dad
Jeez,
already my dad already freaked me out by saying like there's like a ghost of a little girl that drinks at the water fountain right
that's
outside the door
no,
embroidery
Jesus.
room. So I'm already freaked out. The light to turn out the light, the switch is all like 15 feet away from the door that I leave, so I really gotta run.
Oh, I hate that.
And so I'm already freaked out. And when I leave late, it's super dark. Somebody could actually be like hiding behind the bushes by the building and get me. I always check my back seat just in case. But like,
Those fucking Girl Scouts, man.
yeah, I'm really like I'm always like kind of afraid of like the killer clown um, craze to come back and somebody wants to fuck with me. And I'm like, okay, well, time to get the box cutter. 'Cause-
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Uh, we'll say it later, but there was a point in the movie where he was using all these tools, and all of a sudden, yeah, like
oh, yeah.
it took us. We'll explain it, but it took us.
We had to pause the movie and we were laughing so hard.
Okay, you know what? I'll say it. So in the entire movie, he's using all these like intricate blades and weapons. Like he had a cat and
Yeah,
nine tails with scalpels on it, and this girl.
crazy one.
Yeah, crazy, crazy. This girl like comes up with a 2x4 and starts beating the shit out of him, and she finally gets him to the ground, and she's about to hit him again, and all of a sudden he pulls a fucking 9mm out of his sock and just shoots her. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know you were strapped like that, buddy.
Like so many killers out there, you never see one using a gun,
No.
and he just like pulls out the blicky, and he's like, bah! All right,
Okay.
so I'll get right into the summary of the movie if you
Yeah,
want to move
super
on.
super brief summary. It's not too in depth, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Now, for those who haven't seen the movie, this is another spoiler warning. So we'll give you about 15 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4,
3,
5,
4,
6,
7,
7,
8, 9.
10, 11,
This is
12,
gonna
13, 14,
okay. Yeah.
15.
Okay.
We
Anyway,
warned you, fuckers.
yeah. All right, Terrifier is a slasher horror film featuring Art the Clown, a sadistic and silent killer who terrorizes his victims on Halloween night.
He really
The
goes
story
for
follows
people with speech impediments.
Yeah, dude, I'm screwed. The story follows two friends, Tara and Dawn, who encounter Art after a night out. Initially unsettled. Okay, might as well just get me now. So, initially unsettling but seemingly harmless, Art's true nature is revealed when he abducts and gruesomely murders Dawn. Tara attempts to escape but is relentlessly pursued and ultimately killed. Tara's sister, Victoria, arrives searching for her, only to become Art's next victim. The film escalates in brutal violence, ending with Art mutilating Victoria before seemingly dying, only to return, hinting at his supernatural nature. Victoria survives.
Yeah,
Uh,
crazy movie.
yeah. So I'll say this. I definitely kind of like called this, but the movie starts with a TV interview with
Yeah.
like this really like this. Think of the lady that got
Oh,
like
Travis the
mauled
Champ.
by her chimp.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like 10 times scarier because when she popped up on screen, I legitimately flinched. She's
So,
like
yeah,
she's like missing an eye. Like, oh my
I
god.
think it goes like you said, TV talk show. It was the host and the victim alone, Victoria,
Yeah.
on the fucking stage, and then the scene cuts to the host in her dressing room, kind of getting her makeup done alone. She's doing her makeup. She's on the phone, and she's on the phone with her friend talking to her like, "Oh man, you should have seen this lady. Fucking, she looked like a melted candle. She looked like burnt
Yeah.
lasagna, like stuff like that." She starts saying all this shit, and then immediately she like you hear something and the classic turn around, look in the
Oh
mirror,
yeah.
and looks through the
This is
fucking the
this is the point where I was looking from my the corner of my eye because I was like, I
yeah,
know a jump scare is about to come up.
and she looks through like the what's it called, the curtains with all of her clothes on it, and then the woman like jumps out at her and just, I think she like bashes her head in against the ground, right?
No, she gouges her eyes out like really bad.
Oh, that's right. So okay, that was one of my first things that I thought was a little odd. The first kill happens, I think, legit 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes in, and it's not even Art. It's the mutilated lady.
It's the mutilated lady who you later find out is Victoria, the older sister.
Yeah.
I I don't know if older sister. I think just the sister. We don't really get an age difference, but I personally think that the first kill happened way too early. It is kind of like that style of going back in time, where you start,
Yeah.
but it just, to me, it just felt a little weird how they did it.
I'll say I will say that first kill was unnecessary because it doesn't really lead to anything. It just Victoria kills this lady and that's it. And
It
then
doesn't.
it wait, what?
No, I was gonna say it doesn't. It doesn't really lead to anything. And what I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I don't know why we had that weird pause. We just looked at each other and our brains kind of melted. But at the end of the movie, you see that Art the Clown mutilates her, and we'll get into that. He actually eats her face, but
Yeah, straight up bath salts moment.
you see that after the whole situation, the girl is going through recovery in the hospital, and that's when like that's the sister. You don't
Yeah.
really get a feeling that she's gonna go insane or anything like that. It doesn't really explain, like, did Art eating her transfer some of his like demonic insanity? Is she now a puppet? Or like you don't get an explanation as to why she went on and killed this woman.
Yeah, and it no explanation at all. It just kills her and then it pans over to this TV, like this old TV, and Art kicks out the TV. And I thought that was like kind of a
It was a little odd. I would say the
it was a
first
little weird.
section of the movie felt out of place.
It felt really weird. Yeah, so like try to get past the intro and you'll be good, I would say.
I mean, I
Um
wouldn't say it's something that you have to get past. I would just be like, yeah, it was a little weird.
don't think too much about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't like
it's in the
yeah.
movie. That's pretty much it. Um, Now some major plot points of the film. Uh, we started off, how the movie starts off, and Then it leads to, Tara and Dawn coming out of a party. They're a little bit borrachos, um,
Yeah.
drunk. And they like they're going to their car. Dawn wants to drive. Tara's like, "No, you fucking idiot." And I'm like, "Good
You're
on you,
drunk.
Tara. Drinking and
Right.
driving, don't do it." I'm looking at
Just
you,
wait 3 hours.
Nick.
You'll be good. I
Um,
wait 3 hours till I'm sober and I'm good. I
Nick
just drink a lot
drinks
of water.
while driving.
No,
Capri
I drink
Sun.
water. Sparkling water. Okay, LaCroix coconut. That's
I,
the one I'm rocking with.
I
It's
drink
like a pina
Sunny
colada.
D. Oh, Jesus, that was scary. Oh, so I forgot that I turned up my follow sound so it gets me. Thank you, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Um,
So
so
yeah, like
yeah.
they're they get out this party. Dawn wants to drive. Tara's like no. So they decide to go to a pizza
Well,
parlor.
no, no, no. Wait, they're like chilling on the roof of the car, and all of a sudden they look to the right,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
Art is just chilling in the alleyway they just came from. He's looking right at them. And so Dawn's,
Trash bag full of tools.
yeah, trash bag full of tools. And Dawn's playing that stupid, friend niche where it's like, hey, you like her? You guys want to fuck? And then Tara's like, shut
That's a great
up.
impression. That was a really great impression. Also, you kind of get this feeling. This is like classic. You think Tara's gonna be the classic final girl, and that whole like thing gets what's the word?
Like, just
It
shut down.
it gets shut down pretty like not pretty quick. She's let on for a long time.
She's let on for like I would say 80% of the movie. She's like the main
Yeah.
star. Well, she's the main like survivor of the movie until like the she dies and the sister comes.
Right.
And that's what kind of threw us for a loop is like, oh shit, Tara dies,
Yeah.
pretty
Literally.
gruesomely.
Yeah. So yeah, they meet Art for the first time, and Tara's like very thrown off
Apprehensive.
by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I really don't like the look of that guy. And then
Who would?
Dawn's like, yeah, and Dawn's like, like it's just a guy in a like clown costume. What is he gonna
Because
do? And
obviously like it's Halloween. So,
yeah, so then they decide to go get pizza.
yeah, to like
Try
sober
to
up a
wait,
little bit.
like yeah, and um Tara's still kind of shooken up by seeing like Art. She's like, I got a really bad vibe from that guy.
And
Dawn's still trying.
Dawn's like,
You know,
she's like,
stop.
stop being like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And so the pizza guy comes like, hey, what do you ladies want? Whatever. You get introduced to the main pizza guy and his like employee, the other pizza. So like, pizza guy and employee is what we're calling them because I don't really remember their names. And they order the food and Art just pops into the restaurant and sits at the table across like there
yeah.
it's a really small pizzeria. You have tables on the left side, you have the walking space in the middle and tables on the right side. They're on the
Yeah,
left
there's
side
there's
and
about
he's on the right side.
6 tables in total, I would say.
No, I'd say like 12.
12? All
I'd say
right,
there's 6 on
fair.
each side
Yeah.
cuz they're all
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
booths.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant. That's what I meant.
Um
Um.
go for it.
So yeah, Art sits down, and the main pizza guy is like, "Hey, what can I get you?" And Art doesn't talk, so he's just sitting there and he's staring at Tara, I think. And he's oh no,
He's
he's just
no,
staring
he's
at Tara and Dawn.
eyeballing her. He's staring at Tara.
Yeah.
He doesn't acknowledge
And,
Dawn.
and he's just like staring at her very menacingly. I was just like, Jesus.
And then
Dude, back up.
Dawn is being herself. She's like, "What? What?" And she looks at Tara and she goes like, she's like, "You like him?" Blah, blah, blah. And Tara's like, "He's really fucking weird. Like, stop." And she's like, "Watch this." So she gets her phone. She goes, "Can I take a selfie with you?" He
And
doesn't
just
say
sits on his
shit.
lap.
She sits on his lap, takes a selfie. I think does like a kissing one where she like kisses his forehead, maybe.
Yeah, takes his hat off.
It takes
'Cause
his hat
Art has
off.
like a little hat.
Yeah,
Smacks him in the face with it on accident at some
I
point.
think
I'm
it
like,
was
oh,
really
she's
funny.
definitely gonna get like fucked up by him.
And then she like sits back down, and then Tara's like, "Why?" So, all of a sudden, Art gets up, goes to one of those like quarter like vending
Yeah,
machines and pulls
but with the little plastic capsules.
yeah, those are always great. And he pulls one
Yeah,
out, and out comes like a little plastic ring. And so he goes and he like quote unquote proposes to Tara, and Dawn's like,
like
and she's fucking dumb
Dawn is
bitch.
very obnoxious, like
She's a
very
valley
obnoxious.
girl. She's a valley girl in New
Yeah,
York. Like
yeah,
what the fuck are you gonna do? So then she's like freaking out, and the pizza guy comes over, the owner, and was like, "Get the fuck out of here." He basically grabs Art and throws him out of the restaurant.
mm. Art goes to the bathroom after that, and then the pizza guy goes. He goes up to Tara and Dawn, and he's like, "Hey, is that guy bothering you? Like, we can
Oh, that's
handle it."
right.
Goes back to the bathroom, sees that Art's doing something in there, and
And
he's
then
like, "Oh,
he's
you
like,
sick fuck!
he's literally
Get out
like,
of here!"
wait, he goes, you. So you're with Tara and Dawn, right? And you just hear from the back, "Oh my fucking god, you're disgusting! Get out of here!"
And he drags Art on, chucks him out, throws his bag, which is surprisingly light. I will say
True.
it's like just filled with stuffing, but like this bag is supposed to have like a bunch of like weapons and
It's
tools
like
in it. It should be a
loose
lot heavier.
scalpels, so like he would have obviously
Yeah.
cut himself.
Oh, 100%. Like I talked about this while we were watching it. I've cut myself. I cut my hand open once by pushing a garbage bag down into the garbage can, and apparently there was a like broken glass
Oh
in
my
there that I
god.
didn't know, and it cut my hand right open.
And
That
you
was years
you
ago,
also cut
but
your hand open on the razor reaching into the bathroom while you were, shitting.
dude, straight up like cut a piece of my like fingertip off. How did you even remember that, dude?
Okay, I don't understand what your deal is. You tell me these stories like 3 or 4 times. I I say I have at least a pretty decent memory. So if you tell
This
me
happened
shit,
in like
I'll remember it.
2018.
I will remember that. I remember you sending me the picture. I was like, dude, I just fucking
That
cut
was
my hand open.
crazy, dude. Yeah, like I cut my I reached into I was sitting on the toilet, reached into the
What
cabinet,
were you reaching
and
for?
I think I was looking for something like some Q-tips to clean my ears. So I like reached down,
Guys do that while we're shitting. We totally
caught
do
my
other things while we're shitting.
yeah, then I caught like I reached down, hit the
Ooh.
it's like one of those Gillette razors, and just like cut like a piece of my fingertip off, and like you could look into the razor and see like the little slices
Oh my
of it.
god.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't like a deep like cut, but like it still
It
hurt
was
and it
enough.
like felt numb
Actually,
for a second.
yeah, I cut my finger open about 2 3 weeks ago. Remember I was cooking salmon,
Oh yeah,
and I was cleaning the chef's knife, and it got to the point where I had to clean the handle because I was dealing with raw fish. So I hold the knife by the back of the blade, right,
yeah,
which
what
is
you're supposed to do.
which is how you're supposed to do it. And I was cleaning it, but fucking soap is slippery, so the knife slipped out of my hands. Instead of letting it fall into the fucking sink, I was like, I'm gonna catch it. So I catch the knife, and it cuts like the space right above the bed of my nail on my pointer finger. It starts bleeding immediately. I actually thought, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna need stitches. And now it's
Oh
fine. There's a little scar right there, a little tan scar. And but like, yeah, um
yeah, so yeah, 100%. This pizza guy should have like cut his hand on like this garbage bag,
yeah.
which should have been cut open at this point because of that cat of nine tails with
I don't know.
scalpels in it.
Yeah.
Like,
So
but
yeah, so he does something in the bathroom, and then basically it cuts to, um Tara and Dawn leaving. And they go back to the car, and they see that, the tires are slashed by
yeah,
somebody. And then it cuts back to the the
the pizza
pizza
shop.
guys, and the employee is cleaning up the bathroom, and he's like, oh man, this dude shit all over the place. I
Yeah, dude.
have the guy that handles food clean up the piss and shit in the bath. Real fucking nice, Mickey. Real fucking nice. And so like,
Like, think if you want to really visualize this, think about when you go to like one of those rest stops, like turnpikes, and that one bathroom stall. There's always that
ooh,
one bathroom stall
yeah.
that somebody was like just
Yeah.
destroyed.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
me.
think about that but times 10. Like it was
Legit,
crazy.
legit. So I went to Disney a few months ago. Haha, surprise, surprise. And we took a special tour of Magic Kingdom, where you get to see, like all the behind the scenes. Everybody's like, oh, there's a secret city underneath Magic Kingdom. There really is. They're called
Really?
I don't want to say they're called thermidors or something like that, but it's a intricate like tunnel system underneath Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom where people can like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, like where the actors can like move around freely
exactly. And
and
so
quick.
they have like makeup departments, costume departments, barbershops and stuff like that. So before that, I was really excited, really, really excited. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but I have really bad stomach issues. Like, no matter what, like if I eat something that just one day it could be fine, the next day it'll fucking kill me. I was
Yep.
shitting all morning. And just so happened that that day was the day that it decided to utterly down, like 100,000% humidity in Florida right there.
Oh,
Downpour. I have long hair at this point. I've never had long hair in my life. And I'm wearing a fucking poncho. I'm just like, I gotta shit. So we're not even in the park yet. We just got off the parking lot. We're walking right next to the gates. There's a bathroom, and I'm like, guys, I gotta shit. So I go in, I blow that bitch up, and apparently my sister was waiting outside, and she heard two guys come out. And they go, dude, some guy's going through it in there. And I was almost gonna be like, yo, you guys are gonna have to go without me because like legit, I didn't eat anything that day.
go on without me. I'm a lost cause. Ah.
Legit, I was about to be like, guys, go in. I'll ride Haunted Mansion like 13 times. Fuck it, I don't care.
You love Haunted Mansion.
I fucking do. It's so good. But yeah, so he's cleaning up the bathroom, and it's like he's saying it's piss and shit. It's obviously gore.
You think so?
Oh, that's what I got.
I thought I was just
Do you
wondering.
think he
Like,
blew the bathroom up
earlier.
himself?
Honestly, probably because so,
Yo,
so the thing is,
Art the Clown has
well,
tummy issues.
like where would he get that gore from? Because
The bag.
he left his bag at the he left it at the table.
Okay, so a little bit of fast forwarding. I think Art the Clown is demonic. So, do you think it's
Well,
like
all right.
throw up or bile? Do you think?
Here's the thing. I think that he starts off just a crazy guy, like crazy psychopath serial killer.
This is all speculation, by the way, everybody, because we don't actually know the backstory.
Yeah, like I think at the end he becomes a supernatural being.
I don't know. He gets stabbed a couple times.
He does, but like he I think it's just serial killer. Like think about Dennis from It's Always Sunny in
Oh my
Philadelphia.
god.
You remember like when he got like a dart straight through the hand and he's just like
That's
pulls it right out.
yeah. The
Yeah.
dentist. Yeah.
Yeah, so like art
That's one of my favorite
and
episodes,
it's
by
not
the
that
way.
yeah. And it's not that Art can't feel pain because when he gets stabbed a couple times and stuff,
He
like
mimes pain.
yeah, so like I think he starts off crazy serial killer mortal and becomes supernatural immortal demon at the end.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
So basically,
I think he just blew it up.
yeah, he probably just shat himself. Um, I don't know. I think
Or
it
it
was
could have been
gore.
throw up too.
I think it was gore. It looked like gore. It looked like blood. Anyway, so he comes out and he's like, Tony, Tony, where are you? Like stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
he's looking for his boss.
He's looking for the pizza shop owner, and he basically it's fucking probably the most metal moment of the movie. He finds
Oh yeah.
Tony, his head decapitated on the counter, and carved into his face are jack-o'-lantern shapes and like candle wicks, and he's lit on fire. And then
Yeah.
Art kills the employee, but like it's the themes. I was like da 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 da, and then you just see.
Yeah, and I'm just
Oh man.
when we watched the movie, we were on Discord, and we have our mics muted because we have like the TV on and everything,
Yeah.
and we like unmute each other just be like to say like little random like tidbits.
Because
I
we're
just
funny.
like unmuted. That was like the first thing I unmuted. I was like, that was metal as
It
hell.
was
and
metal
then
as fuck,
unmute.
yo. So our lovely analyst in the Terrifier franchise, Art the Clown is revealed to be a demon. Though he initially appears to be a human serial killer, as the franchise continues, it expands on his history. So we'll have to watch 2 and 3.
Oh,
Um,
we're gonna do it.
yeah. So we're gonna fast forward super quickly because I just realized we've been on this for an hour now. Um,
Yeah. There's like a lot of like unimportant stuff. Like Tara had to pee, so she went into this random
yeah.
building that they
So
were
the
parked near.
whole it's kind of important because the entire movie takes place in that building.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they're parked in front of this abandoned building. There's a pest control guy that comes out and he starts smoking
Yeah.
like a cigarette outside. Tara runs up to the guy. He's like, "Hey, can I take a piss?" He goes, "I don't know. You're not allowed in here." She goes, "Please,
This is where
And he's
the
like, "All right,
acting,
fine."
yeah, this is where you kind of see like, okay,
It's a
this
low budget.
low
Yeah,
budget. And what Nick was referencing is when the jack-o'-lantern situation came up, is his color grading that he liked, but it's very much like you can tell that it wasn't colorized by like a professional, you know.
yeah, and that they were limited on lighting too.
And there's like even I'm at fault here with my shit. Like there, you can just tell certain things about like acting and scenes and camera movement where you're just like it's not static. Like a very static scene almost feels very amateur. And
Yeah, and then
there
also
was a lot of just like
the acting
static.
was a little unnatural.
Yeah, there's a lot of just static scene changes. So like I don't know. Okay, so she goes to pisses
But yeah,
and basically everything kind of like
I don't even know
happens.
what happens after she gets out of the bathroom. Does she like wander or something?
No, she gets out of the bathroom, she wanders. No, Nick is not live.
Oh, during this, actually during the bathroom thing, um, Dawn is in the car alone,
Yes.
and she hears about on the radio about this, killer clown that's going around,
And then her
and
fucking
her
dumbass is like,
yeah,
"Ooh!"
yeah, and then Art opens the door. She thinks it's Tara because she's not looking, and then you know, gets in there,
Dun
pretty
dun.
much takes her.
Yeah.
You think she dies, but he just takes her.
I don't actually remember because we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Tara ends up getting like kidnapped and strapped to a chair. Um, I don't particularly remember the in between. I thought she would have gone back into the car and it would have been like a reverse of the Dawn situation where he's in the driver's side.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true. I think she
she
looks
gets chloroformed.
at nah, does she?
I think
Something happens. I think there was a chase. Something happens and
no, you know what? It's she met that crazy homeless lady with the doll.
but then what happened?
The homeless lady kind of like led her somewhere, or kind of like, or she. Oh, you know what? You're right. She went to the car. Dawn wasn't there, so she went back into the building to look for her.
But then what
I think that's what
happened?
happened. I don't know, man. There's a lot that happened in
Yeah,
this
so
movie.
we're gonna
An hour
fast
and a
forward.
half. Yeah.
So she gets some shit happens. She gets like kidnapped, strapped to a chair, and then Art the Clown like comes up. Yeah, I think he like tortures her for a little bit, and
Yeah, he had like a hat. No, well, he didn't. I don't think he like physically touched her at all, or like not. He like didn't hurt her or anything, but he was like terrorizing her.
Terrifier,
'Cause he's a
and
terrifier.
um, and then comes like the second, not the second most metal part, probably like the most. I would say the most gruesome death in the movie. Um,
Yeah.
so
So
do you want to say
Art
it? Do you want
had
me to
like
say it?
I'll preface this with Art had a hacksaw to Tara's neck, like about to cut her, and he's like, "Oh no, wait." He
What's
didn't say that, but like
behind
he's like,
curtain number
yeah,
3?
yeah. He goes up over to this big drape that's in the middle of the room, and I'll let you take over this one.
So, oh man. Basically, Art pulls back the curtain, and Dawn is like, she's hung upside down with her legs, so it's like,
Yeah, so like
it's
it's
like a
like a
giant
big
V,
wooden frame. Well, it's a big wooden frame, and her legs are tied to each of the corner,
but
like
she's
the
not
top
on
two
a
corners.
frame. She's hanging,
Yeah, yeah, she's hanging from like chains, and she's upside down.
naked. So
Oh, she had panties on,
no,
but like yeah, she was naked.
oh, yeah. She had underwear on, and if you remember, he has a hacksaw, so he goes up to the girl, takes the panties off, and proceeds to, how do I put this delicately?
Hacksaw Ridge
Crack the clam open. Uh,
cut her from cooter to snout.
does the curtain match the drapes? But if the curtains and the drapes are your intestines,
If it like does the curtain match the drapes, but the house is a crime scene.
um, yeah, he basically does the magic trick of sawing her in half, down up, but the magic
Yeah.
trick didn't work, and he can't put her back together. So
Also, he didn't even finish the job. He like stopped halfway through her face, and he didn't like completely cut her completely in half.
I
It was
think
like 75%
I
done.
think he got over it.
Well,
So that was the
Tara
most,
got
yeah.
out of her chair. That's why he stopped. I think.
But how?
She was like, I think she was only like duct taped to the chair, so she like managed to wiggle out.
Yeah. So and then speed run, she basically gets chased around by R. Blah blah blah. Gets to the point
Gets
where
stabbed a couple times.
gets stabbed in the Achilles tendon in
Oh,
her ankle, and she's hobbling throughout the
yeah, and
entire.
hiding so terribly too.
Oh yeah, she's hiding behind a
Throughout the,
car, and like, okay, this is what really
her
pissed me
head's
off.
completely peeked out.
Yeah, she like looks out, and Art obviously turns and sees her, and she decides to like just dip back down and hide in the same car. So
Yeah,
um she does that. She hides in a cupboard, and
she
basically,
eventually gets the upper hand on him,
yeah,
though.
she tears the girl. She gets the upper hand on him with the 2x4. Hits him. She stabs him in like a kerfuffle. And when she's about to finish the job, he just fucking pulls out the gat and like pops one in her.
Shoots her. Yeah,
He's like,
shoots her. Tries
call
to
an
get away.
ambulance, but not for me.
Not for me. Bah! Like shoots her, and then um, she's on the floor. She's like dying, and then he's like, or he shoots her like a couple more times. And this is the thing that bugged me. I tried to figure out which gun he has, and I think he had a Colt 1911, which is an 8 round gun. That's 7 in the mag, 1 in the chamber, right?
Oh, I
He
forgot about
shoots her
this.
4 times. He shoots 4 times, empty. Like he's about to shoot her in the face, empty. So he goes back to his bag and he picks up like another clip. Now, if you have 2 magazines, you only had enough bullets to fill up 1.5. Why put the half in the gun first? You know?
Nick and I made a joke that he had 4 bullets in one mag and 4 bullets in the other, and we're just like, why the fuck didn't you just put them in one mag?
Yeah. So yeah, he comes back around with the new bag and then essentially like empties out the entire gun into her face, and I was just like, ah, Tara's dead.
Yeah, Tara's
Damn.
dead. And so you're just like left with, okay, well, the movie's about maybe 2/3 over, and
Oh, we
analyst
forgot.
says the gun was M1911 style 45 caliber.
I was right. So the other thing we forgot to mention was when the tires got slashed. I don't know if we
Yes,
mentioned this
yes,
at
yes.
all.
We didn't actually at
So
all.
when the tires got slashed, Tara called her older sister who's in college. She's trying to study for a midterm, and she's like, "What do you want?" And she's like, "Oh, well, we just got out of a party, and our tires are slashed. Can you pick us up?" She
And
goes, oh, "I'm studying for a midterm." And as that's happening, her roommate comes in, like Victoria's roommate comes in with the boy, and she's like, "Oh," and then
she's
they
like,
just
I
start
didn't
hooking up
realize
in there.
that you were here. And she's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm studying. She's like, okay. And she starts,
And then proceeds to
yeah, they
study.
just start making out on the bed next to the girl. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm going to need a break. So,
Yeah, I'll go pick you up real quick. And
so
so
one thing that bothers me is, so basically, this is one of the things I was like, okay, the movie is set in New York. Like it's obviously set in New York. She says something. It's set in a fictional town of New York, but I remember it was like NYC. And so when Victoria, so like all the shit happens with Tara, she dies, blah blah blah. Victoria shows up, and then she finds the slashed tires, and then she goes up to the front of the building where Tara went in and sees Tara's like belongings just right there in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And one thing that you see, there's a New York City Metro card, like the bright yellow and blue
Oh
cards.
yeah, yeah,
And I was like, if they have a fucking Metro card, just take the Metro.
yeah.
Take the
They
subway,
were
not the
great.
Metro. Metro's DMV. Take the fucking subway. Just like, what are you doing? Why are you so
Right.
worried about getting picked up? You made your sister come all the way from her dorm, and it's like what, 2 a.m? She's like, bitch, I have a midterm tomorrow. I am studying for a test. You got a fucking Metro card. Like,
Just take the train home.
just take the train. Like, what is you're on the stop.
Listen. None of this would have happened if she just rode Thomas the Tank Engine back home.
What?
Alright. So, yeah. So like Victoria gets there. She gets into the building and she's looking for Tara.
Same shit happens, you know, it's a similar
Finds
situation.
Dawn's body.
Yeah.
75% cut.
Okay, she finds Dawn's body, and this is where I was like, okay, not short film, like low budget acting a little bit. I'm not gonna say shit about acting. I can't act for shit, but like,
Same.
you know, we've had our experiences. You know, Nick actually auditioned for a play a little while back. I've done a few short films.
Did not get it.
Shut the fuck up. You were good, and it's the reaction. See, here's the thing. I get it. Damien was probably like kind of early on in his directing, but like
Yeah.
the acting comes from the actor, but also like you have to get it at some point where the director's like, no, man, you gotta do that again and again. Because her reaction to seeing a split open nude body, who she knows, by the way, like she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm with Dawn, and she automatically knows who Dawn is. Like, if I saw you cock and balls torn in half, hanging upside down, first off, I'd be like, but then I'd be like, oh shit.
Well, I think more accurate one is if your older sister found me like that, because you would still be missing somewhere in the building.
That's true, but I wouldn't get caught. I'd fuck that guy up. I'd kiss him.
I feel like I would got taken pretty quick. I'm pretty oblivious.
I'm not. Well, on certain things.
Yeah. Like, actually, wait. It's funny because I'm oblivious yet paranoid. So like, it's like
I don't get sarcasm. So yeah, wrapping up the synopsis and like the main points of the movie, same situation happens with Dawn, with Victoria, sorry. Then he fucking eats her face. Then he starts chasing the homeless woman in the building.
Ooh, no. He already got the homeless woman because she.
Oh, that's right. He fucking Silence of the Lambs her. He's like, yeah. So he got the homeless lady and he cut off her like torso and is naked dancing around. Yeah, he scalped her and he has her scalp and bare naked boobous chest on him, and he's like,
and he starts dancing around.
Would you fuck me?
Fuck me.
Fuck me.
But he's like miming it in the mirrors, like.
He's like putting on lipstick and shit like that. And that happens. So like, and then, you know, it just gets to like, something happened and oh yeah, Victoria survives and he's eating her face, and all of a sudden, oh, she was able to call the cops. She's eating her face. No, fuck, we missed like the janitor. The janitor gets knocked out. Okay. Oh, Mike fucking, I wrote in my notes.
Control guy who was smoking outside. Well, all right. Let me get this too. Mike was smoking outside, the pest control guy, in the beginning, where when Tara comes up to him asking if she could use the bathroom. He's smoking outside. He's taking a smoke break.
Yes,
then he goes back inside. Yeah, and he's doing like the bug bomb thing, right? And so he's smoking outside, taking his break, goes back inside, starts working again, puts on these headphones with loud metal music playing, and he starts smoking another cigarette inside. I'm like, why'd you step out in the first place?
And isn't that shit like mad flammable?
Yeah.
So fuck, we're so bad at this. We're gonna backtrack. Tara's still like trying to fight and survive, and she finds Mike. Mike has his headphones in. She's like, Mike turns around and like just before he sees her, Art like pulls her away. So he's like, what the fuck? So then Mike gets knocked out on the staircase. Mike comes to later and starts helping out Victoria. He
Oh
gets
yeah, because Art hit him in the head with a hammer and he
Art hit.
survived
Yeah, he hit him pretty solid, and
right in the
he
noggin.
he helps Victoria. They like incapacitate Art for like a second. They find themselves in a locked room. He calls 911. The 911 lady's fucking useless. She's like, "Sir, can you please describe the nature of your crime?" And he's like, "Fuck you. We're getting killed. Sir, please stay on the line while the police." I'm not staying here. Sir, you're overreacting. So like, and so he's like, fuck that shit. He grabs Victoria. They leave, and Victoria's trying to he's trying to open up a locked door, and Art comes and like shoots him.
Stabs him in his head. No, he stabs him in the head and then cuts his head off with a kitchen knife. And that's where I told you, like again, about the cartel beheading videos my dad
Oh
used to send
yeah.
me.
So
He cuts his head off with a kitchen knife. And
yeah, so
yeah,
now it's like Art v Victoria, and since he called the cops in the final showdown where Art is eating her face, by the way, he runs her the fuck over with a truck.
yeah.
While Art's eating her face, the cops come and point a gun at him. They're like, "Oh my
Put your
god!"
hands up! Put
Yeah,
your hands up! Don't move!
yeah,
You know,
basically
like,
that whole
and
situation. And he goes like, he won't pull up his
yeah,
hands.
you see him reaching for his gun on his ankle, and you're like, oh, he's gonna die in the shootout, you know?
And then
Nope.
he whips around and basically repaints the wall with his own head.
Did my favorite meme. That
Oh,
politician or someone that
Bud,
like shot himself on the
yeah,
news.
Bud, whatever his name is. Yeah, he basically rides the sewer slide, and then they grab him, grab the body, grab fucking Victoria, and the next scene is in the
Oh yeah, they're like Victoria's still alive,
yeah.
and then
Then they're in the morgue, and it's like obvious that this isn't a real morgue. That's another thing. It's like the building was so
yeah,
great, you could have tried to get a real morgue, because I've seen people who have offered up like, guys, we have like a mortuary, you can use it. Like
the
I've seen it in these Facebook
entry
groups.
the entryway to this morgue where they were
It
like
looked
the
like the
cops were coming
fucking
in with the
Coliseum.
no, it looked like the tunnels that they were in earlier at the other building. So it's like it seemed like the morgue was like attached
Attached,
to this
yeah.
abandoned building.
Um,
I don't. I want to give you guys a peek behind the curtain. Chris has like a phone charger in his hand, and he's like swinging it around, and he's acting like a valley girl. He's like, "Yeah, this is so a morgue."
do you actually know what I'm picturing? It's that meme of The Rock on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel, and he's swinging the
Oh,
giant
with the
gummy
gummy
worm,
worm.
and he's like he's pretending it's his dick. That's what I'm doing. But apparently, this is as thin as a pencil. So, uh, basically, okay, the movie fucking ends with the guy checking up on Art the Clown, and he opens up the body bag, and Art the Clown is looking dead at the dude. The
Yeah, like
lights,
nobody thought to close this guy's eyes.
yeah, the lights start flickering. The guy's like, huh? And he turns around, and then Art stands up and like grabs him by the throat, and it fucking ends. So
Yeah, and then but you're like, oh, art's supernatural now.
yeah. So okay, we went through the plot. Characters and performances. I think obviously the star of the evening is Art the Clown.
Oh, 100%. He was the best actor, and he had zero lines.
Yeah.
Um,
Matter of fact.
yeah, it really showed the low budgetness of the acting. Really showed how low budget this really was. Like
I
they just
will.
did roll call in one city and then picked whoever was there.
I mean, that's how you got to do it. You know, it's $35,000.
Yeah.
I will say besides Art's acting, the real like impressive nature of this film is the practical effects. Like
They were kind of crazy.
they were great for $35,000 budget to be able to saw like not really, but to be able to
Like a
saw somebody in
full
half.
body. Yeah, like a full double kind of
I
like fake body.
I would love to see the BTS.
Um, one thing,
The jack o' lantern head,
the jack o' lantern head was like
the
crazy.
half-eaten
There were some
face.
scenes where we were like, there were some points where we were like, okay, the practicals look a little weird there, but like, not everything can be perfect here.
Yeah, honestly, like if we can't remember it, then it's not that big of a deal. But man, I was very impressed with the practical effects of this film.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
yeah,
what did you dislike about it? Like, what are your likes, dislikes
I
on this
think
movie?
I think for me, what I had just mentioned, what I like the most, and I'm gonna say you can't say this either. I'm just gonna say what we both like the most is probably Art the Clown's acting, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the practical effects. I thought they were really impressive with this film. Specifically, the jack o' lantern head was probably my favorite part of the movie because it was just
It's pretty
I
sick.
I've never seen that before. I thought it was really creative and just the way that it looked was like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. Um, I really liked. I kind of liked the was it the gotcha moment where it's like, oh, Tara's not actually the final girl. Victoria is. I like that switcheroo there.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
and then you did kind of call that too in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm smart.
See? Yeah. Now, here's the thing. What
Had a Chris moment.
yeah, Nick doesn't like it that I call movie endings.
Chris is really good at guessing the plot of movies
It's because like I'm
or
not gonna
guessing the twist.
I'm not gonna say like I'm a god or anything like that, but like when I'm not like
Track record's there.
what's up?
Your track record's looking good.
It is okay. So like I'm not a movie sleuth or intelligent or anything, but like once you understand the like formula,
Yeah.
you can kind of picture it.
Yeah.
The thing
You're a
that
little
I
autistic. You know, you got it.
one thing I think what I didn't like the most, not the most, but what I thought could have been better was I didn't think that this movie had any specific soundtrack or anything like that. Now, granted, 35K, there is a
Yeah.
theme song to the movie. I don't think it's that memorable.
Um, the only music I can remember is the ones playing out of the Mike's headphones, and I'm pretty sure at that point you probably just look up any local small metal band, and you're like, "Hey, give us a track that we can use in this movie," and they're like, "You can have it for free. Get us some like publicity,
Exactly.
kind of thing."
And like you have, Halloween. Dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
You have Tubular Bells of The Exorcist. You got, Saw. Which one was Saw again? It was like dun 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 dun. You have
I feel like that's just like Call of Duty music.
a little bit, yeah. But you just have these themes, and I think that for somebody like Art the Clown, you're gonna have to need it soon. But
That's true.
I thought that the absence of a theme song kind of stuck with me the most. What about you?
Um, hmm.
I don't think it really
I
thought into something that you didn't like.
I would say the only thing I really didn't like was the just the beginning, the intro part where it's like
A little
Victoria
weird.
kills like this interview lady, and it leads to Art, and there's like that was just kind of unnecessary, you know. In the end, I guess if you want like you don't even need to have Victoria kill the anchor lady. You just need to have that interview in the beginning. Art kicks the TV, and it kind of just a flashback
Yeah, because then
thing.
it would insinuate that he's mad that she's alive.
Exactly.
Her going crazy and killing the lady kind of like throws it.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. So
Um, I think it's a great comparable slasher movie. I think that it stands up. It's a new era slasher movie. I would highly recommend
yeah.
it.
Oh, 100%. If you're of course, if you're not into gore or if you can handle gore but not too much. Um Essentially if you've never looked up like Live Leak or anything like that, I'd watch out a little bit. Just
Yeah.
be prepared to cover your eyes.
So we're rounding down towards the end. Some fun stuff. How would you try to survive Art? Because
Ooh.
a lot of stupid tropes in this, the falling down. She fell down. Remember that? We laughed. We're like, oh, come on. Really? You fell off a step?
Yeah.
Like, so for me, I mean, it's easy. Leave. Just leave. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Fucking go.
Let me look up some Who was it? Who played Art the Clown again?
David Howard Thornton.
David Howard Thornton.
Yeah, Thornton.
Let's see. Oh, this guy even looks kind of creepy.
Does he really?
Oh, never mind. He's 6'2". You could take him. I think I would have to be quick. He's also very lanky, so I think he could be quick. My thing, I would straight up, like use my weight to like tackle him, try to like disarm him, discombobulate him, and get the hell out. I'm not trying to stick around. I'm just trying to like buy myself some time to be able to run away because I can run fast, but not for long
You're
distances.
like a
I'm like a
dwarf.
dwarf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, yeah. It's
I would
just
have to use my rugby like experience there just to like
by
tackle, get out of there.
by minimal 2 years of football. Um, yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, just don't stay, leave. What the fuck are you doing sticking around? Um,
Yeah, 'cause the amount of times that Tara like she had the upper hand on I was gonna say like Bilbo, but the amount
whoa.
of times that Tara had the upper hand on Art and she could have just left, but like she just stuck around for some reason, and I'm just like, why? Why are you still there? That's the amount of times we should have kept a tally on like how many
Yeah.
times we said, why are you still there?
And I just took a look at my movie watching. Oh yeah, a few things that I personally didn't like that I'm gonna round back to.
Hmm.
One, uh, Tara ends up ripping a chain link fence off of a wall that's perfectly connected, like it was a piece of tissue paper. We were both just like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, like that bitch got super strength.
Yeah, it was a little bit out there. The things that we didn't like most were probably the things that took us out the most. And the
Yeah,
last one, it was actually the gun. Like as funny as it really took me out personally out of the whole concept of what is Art the Clown, because you get this whole thing and you think he's more of like the the process killer type,
yeah,
stereotype where he enjoys the kill, he wants to torture, he wants to terrify. He like wants to do
yeah.
all that, but then he just shoots her.
Yeah, he wants to cook up this really nice meal, but he decides to throw the most important dish in the microwave.
Exactly. Like his whole night is just this like fucking orchestra like masterpiece, and then once it gets to the crescendo, he fucking shits himself on the stage and was like, done. Like
Duh.
like that.
Imagine like he only had one line. He's just done.
Like that's what it felt like. Is the whole thing got, it took me out just a little bit, but
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a great first movie for what it
yeah.
was, and I'm
It's
excited
good
to
at
watch the second.
establishing art
Yeah,
before he becomes like a big problem.
yeah, because like Jason, like Michael Myers, once you
I
kill them
straight up
bad boys,
said JC, and I was like, what? That's a weird kind of.
what?
When you said Jason, I thought you were gonna say Jay Z, and I was like,
Just
no,
like
what does
throw
that have to
that
do
in
with
there.
this?
Um, but yeah, okay. So final thoughts. Would you recommend it?
I would absolutely recommend it. What's your rating? What would you rate it?
Oh man, I actually didn't want to give it a rating.
No?
Ah, are we? What are we doing? Out of 5 or out of 10?
Yeah, out of 5 stars.
Okay, so on Letterboxd, I gave it a 2.
Okay, fair.
I gave it a
That's
2 out of
fair.
5. Um,
It's a fun watch, but it's not really a good movie.
so the way that I personally rate things is, okay, right in the middle. Like let's say we're gonna do out of 5 stars. Yeah, a two and a
Yeah,
half is perfectly down the middle. There were things that I loved, things that I hated, or none of those. It's just a movie that I'm watching. With
right.
this one, there were more things that I disliked than I loved, which is why I went lower on the scale. If there were,
Oh, so like the KD ratio.
yeah, if there were like more that I really loved than I didn't like, I would put it up.
Okay,
And then
I get
like,
what you're putting.
and then like my personal favorites are the fives.
Yeah.
But no, I always say that I don't know if I made this up or like I stole it from a friend, but I doubt I'm the first one to say this. I always say there's a difference between a good movie and an entertaining movie, but there can be
Yeah.
both. And I think this movie was more of an entertaining one than a good one.
Like one of my favorite movies is Cat in the Hat. Not a great movie,
What
but
do you
it's
mean? It's
very
not
entertaining.
not a great movie. It's an awful movie.
No, but it's very entertaining.
I don't think it is. um,
Personal childhood favorite there.
I mean, I have weird taste. You know, I have a really soft spot for stoner movies. I love them.
Fair enough.
I love Mac and Devin Go to High School. It's a fucking dog shit movie, but it's hilarious.
My personal favorites of that category is Cheech and Chong. Just really funny 70s movies.
Love that.
They're-
Well, that pretty much brings us, you know, to a close on Terrifier. I'd say for both of us. Oh wait, what was your rating? You didn't tell me any rating.
Honestly, I asked that question without even having an answer for myself. Yeah, I would give it the same rating as like a 2. You know, again, it had a lot of issues. The acting was, and I like the uh reasoning you gave that there's a lot more things that you didn't like that you loved.
Yeah.
So
For the
yeah,
things that I loved, yeah, the practical effects, you know, Art the Clown, but I think there was a lot that took me out.
yeah. So yeah, I would give it a 2 as well.
Cool.
Not the piggyback. No. 2.1. Yeah.
There
Gonna
are
go,
no point ones on Letterboxd.
Wait, no. Price is Right. I was going Price is Right with that one.
$1.
There are no decimals allowed.
Well, yeah, so like I said, that kind of just brings us to the end of our first movie episode. Huzzah!
Yeah.
You know, that was a lot of fun. We'll have to think, should we just watch the next two like for the next movie episodes? We'll have to decide that.
Yeah, probably.
So
We'll talk about it.
some housekeeping. Our next episode, we will go back to the books. The first episode for All the Lovely Bad Ones will happen next week. Monday will be the normal time. Today had to push it. Some personal plans got in the way. But yeah, so
No, say the personal plan. Say the person because we gotta all say it.
it was Mercedes' birthday. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I don't know why, but like Nick and I are waving our hands like the dudes, like in the parking lot. uh, so remember, if you like the show, if you want to keep in touch with us, remember to follow us at Barely Literate BMC on Instagram. Please follow and rate the show on Spotify. It's wonderful to see you guys.
Drop the name on Spotify. Oh, it's the same thing. Barely Literate Book and Movie Club.
Yeah, it's Barely Literate Book and Movie Club. We got our personal IGs are Jericho and Guberino16. What else?
And our Twitches, well, you're already on.
Yeah, I'm already on. This is where we host that shit. But
my Twitch is the same as Instagram.
Yep.
I'm not live this week, but I'm gonna try to be live next week.
Yeah. So let's see. Is there anything else for you?
Nope.
Nothing.
That covers everything. Nope. Hope you guys all have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for what?
Unlike me, if you watch Terrifier, don't worry. He's not Art's not in your backyard because that's where I was looking.
I am though.
Yep.
And on that note, thank you everybody for listening. What? Thank you everybody for listening. Hope you all have a great night or great day or whenever you decide to rewatch this. Yeah, or listen to it, whatever. But yeah. So long.
Peace out.
Bye.